everyone, I'm Karen and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do a top 5 Wednesday and this week's topic is hidden gems in your favorite genre, which in my case is fantasy. So let's have a look, shall we? The first hidden gem I want to talk about today is The Winner's Curse by Rutkoski. Now this is set in an alternate world. There is no magic, but it's still fantasy because it's a different world to ours. And it's about Cashore, who is actually part of the group of conquering people that have conquered a country. It's a very kind of militarized society, and at, is it 16 or 17, she has to choose to either get married or join the army. She doesn't want to do either. And then one day she is in the market and she buys a slave boy. And it kind of all embroils from there. I don't want to say much more because I don't want to spoil anything, but I found this such a great fantasy. Nobody seems to be talking about it. Why, I don't know. It's got great Shakespearean political intrigue and it's got such a kick-ass heroine, and I think it's very interesting because there's this whole slave-master relationship, but it's kind of turned on its head later in the book, and it's just, yeah, it's really well done. Rutkoski is a Shakespeare scholar, so I already love her and I really love this book. I still need to read the third in the series though, still need to read the third one, but I'm really scared because the second one was brutal. The second book on my list for today for hidden gems in the fantasy genre is Sabriel by Garth Nix. Now, I know this book is really well known, however, I have only recently read it and I feel like it's one of those books that people should talk about more. I know it's older and everybody's excited for new releases and I am too, but this is one of those books that I feel can stand the test of time, and so people should talk about it more, and if you haven't read this yet, I think you should read it. So this is about Sabriel, who's the daughter of the mage Awakens, and the Awakens is actually the person who controls the dead so they don't come back and pester the living. And when something goes wrong with her father, she goes out into the old kingdom where magic is still alive and tries to find him and help him. I really love this book. As I said in my favorite books of 2017 video, this is the kind of book I would have loved as a teenager, so I really think that it deserves to be widely read and widely spoken about. Book number 3 on my list for today is Graceling by Kristin. I read the whole trilogy last summer and I absolutely loved it. I'm speaking for the trilogy as a whole, but I loved Graceling so much. Kathryn is such an interesting heroine. She's not your typical, oh, I'm just gonna go say it. She's got anger issues, girl, and it's interesting the way Kristin Cashore deals with all of that. It's amazing. It's really well done. A great world, a great magic system. What more could you ask for in a fantasy book? The fourth book on my list for today is Awakens by Elise. Now, this is Elise Kova's self-published series. She also has a series with a publisher, but this was her first series that she ever released. It's a fantasy romance series and I love it. Like, I think I read the first 2 books in ebook back to back, and then I kind of took a break, and then I read 3, 4, 5 and 6. Is it 5 or 6? I read all the rest all back to back as well, so it's super addictive. It's really well written, it's very imaginative. I love the way the magic is used in this world. I love the slow burning romance. Yeah, I love everything about it. I think more series like this should be written and read. And the fifth and final book on my list for today is Burning Glass by Purdie. This is a fantasy set in a Russian-esque world, and our main character Sonia is an empath, which makes this book not super complicated but very interesting. And the main thing I really picked up on when I first read this and reviewed it was the notion of consent. And if you're an empath with other people's feelings coming at you left, right and centre, how can you consent to anything and how can you keep your own sense of self? And I feel like this book explores that really well. I still need to read the second book in the series and I really want to, because I'm really looking forward to see how Sonia has grown even further as a character and how she kind of deals with her powers and how they affect her life. It also has some romance. It has like a love triangle, but I think it's really clear from the beginning which of the two she prefers. So I don't consider it a traditional, oh my god, I hate this love triangle. I just thought it was really interesting to see how Sonia could be swayed one way or the other. So there you have it. Those are my top 5 hidden gems in the fantasy genre. Do let me know down below if I've missed anything, and let me know your hidden gem recommendations, because I always love to find out new reads and things that I hadn't come across yet. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell, and I'll talk to all of you very soon. Bye.